Hello guys, so thanks for stopping by on the VZ channel. Today I'm here with Mike. Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure.
How would you introduce your channel? He has a YouTube channel, you should guys check it out.
Yeah, I'm also a YouTuber. The name is China Uncle Mikey.
Okay.
So in Chinese we call somebody a uncle, which means like a middle-aged person.
Right.
I think it is maybe quite interesting for the viewer, so I make this channel name. Yeah,
Mikey.
Shushu Mikey, yes. Yeah. I make this channel is for people all over the world. It's an English channel, by the way, for people all over the world to understand the China better.
Okay. Yeah.
Not only for the good side, but I also want to show the side that or the problems that we are going to improve for this country.
Right. So yeah, if you guys want a balanced view on China, know the pros and cons, a fair view, please check out Mikey's channel.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're talking about being an expat. So for me, I'll be talking about being an expat, being a foreigner in China, and you actually live in Sweden right now, don't you?
Yes, currently I'm living in Sweden, in Karlskrona.
Right, so we can compare our views of being a foreigner, you in Europe and me in China. All right, so I think a good place to start is, well, before we can actually be a foreigner somewhere, is we need a visa to get to that country. So okay. How do you think, how easy it is to get to Europe, as a foreigner?
For me, it's quite easy because my company, I'm working for a telecom company. So I was working here in Shanghai.
Okay.
Then they offer me a contract. Then I just go to Europe.
It's nice.
Yeah. By the way, actually, I have been to Europe like several times, do business trip, etc. Around Europe. I have been to Luxembourg and Paris, France, some other places.
Nice spots. Do you have one you particularly liked?
Oh,
city.
Personally, I love the southern part of Europe. I love Italy specifically because I think Italy got awesome history of our human being, and especially those historical architectures. Like I have been to Milan. I saw this the dome, the white church.
The white church?
Yeah, the Milan Domino.
Sorry, I don't know this one.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. And I have been to Dubrovnik. The ancient city of Dubrovnik is really awesome.
Oh, this one, yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
It was filmed there. Right?
Yeah, that's right. So I have been I covered the map quite
Europe,
massive.
Yeah. Nice work.
But go back to the visa. For me, for a Chinese person, because of the invitation of the company, so it's quite easy for me to get a visa. But if you are going to if you are going to migrate or just apply it as an individual, then maybe it will take a long time.
Right.
It's better you go to Sweden first for study and spend a couple of years and find a job. Then after you graduate, etc. So yeah, that's basically what I can say about the visa.
Right. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. In China as well. As long as you have a job, it's very easy to come here.
Yeah.
The visa process depends on the company. Like I've had a very good experience. For example, the company I work at right now, they're quite mature, so they're good at providing visa for you. But I have one bad experience where the HR lady in the school, she didn't know what she was doing, so I almost ended up without a visa. Luckily, it was all good. But yeah, as I said, if you have a job. If you get a job in China, for that you need to have a university degree, and you need to have a certificate or prove somehow that you've got experience in the field that you're working in. So for me, being a teacher, I just needed to get a TEFL certificate, and that was it. Pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, just follow the rules, right?
Yeah.
And criminal record and some documentation paperwork.
Yeah.
When I say it's easy, it doesn't mean I can go there directly.
Yeah.
I still have to follow the certain process. but without any like difficulties. Yeah. And by the way, about the visa, I have been to Australia. I studied in Australia for 3 years, and at that time, if you are going to study overseas as a Chinese, like, because that was like back to 2008, it was the rules was like restricted for Chinese people, because a lot of like illegal immigrants like flee from like southern provinces.
Right. So did they make the rules more tough or something specifically for Chinese?
Yeah, back to 2000 and 2008.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I have to provide my degree, like my study records in the college.
Right.
And I have to go through the IELTS English test. If you know that.
IELTS. I heard. You even have to do this if you're from an English-speaking country.
Oh,
right. So if you want to immigrate to Canada, I once had that thought with my wife, and we just looked at the process.
That's weird.
Yeah, we both would need to have a IELTS certificate. Yeah, even me having a UK passport, I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, for you guys, it shouldn't be a big problem, but for a Chinese student, maybe it's a problem. Because for me, like 10 years ago, my English wasn't. I'm not saying like my English now is good, but
no, it is good. It's pretty good.
Back then, my English level, like sitting the like intermediate or higher than the elementary level, but it's not like what I can do right now. Then I tried like the IELTS English test for 3 times.
Okay.
I pick up the best one,
Yeah, the best textbook.
Yeah, because like the examination itself is like a case by case. Some topic I'm familiar with, so I don't have like vocab problems. So when I listen for the listening or writing things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just to like test the if I'm lucky to get higher scores.
Yeah.
Finally, I got like average 6.
That's good. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just about myself.
Yeah. All right. So now we've actually made it to the country. Let's talk about language.
Okay.
Do you think it's easy to get by as a foreigner? In your case, in Sweden, without knowing Swedish?
For me, it's okay. I mean, but the language is still a problem. If you are not speaking like Swedish, because all of my colleagues, like 80%, they are Swedish.
Right.
So when they communicate to each other, they are speaking Swedish. But when they talk to me, they like shift it to English. So that will create some kind of like you sitting there, but you don't know the majority of the others talking about, then it's a big problem. It's not mean like I will have problem for working itself, because for working, like for the meetings, emails, all these kind of things, we should do it in English.
Yeah.
But you have a kind of environment is Swedish, then you don't, maybe those topics are not related to you, and you can just neglect that. But it's still a thing that you want to get into that environment.
Sure. It's like being social, right?
Yeah, that's right. We in Sweden we do have like a fika. So
what's that?
It's a coffee time.
Okay.
So by law, every 2 hours you can go to have a rest, have a fika.
Nice. So I'm going to Sweden.
we don't work too many hours every day.
Sweet.
So, yeah. So in the fika time, they are talking Swedish. Then maybe I learn a little bit from that. Yeah, but for me, language is a problem. Not a big problem. It doesn't mean like I go to restaurant, I cannot communicate with the locals, because the majority of the Swedish, they speak good English.
Yeah.
At least a reasonable English. Yeah. So for daily life, I can deal with that, no problem. But if you want to embed it into the society, I have to push myself more to learn Swedish. The grammar is kind of similar, you know.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I mean not totally. It's not like a big difference as a Chinese and English. It's totally different rules and structure, grammar, and to construct a mind thought actually. So maybe they are like a neighbor language. I'm not really sure, but I can see that. Like when you say welcome in English, they say welcome on. And so some words are similar, then you can guess it, you know.
Yeah, they're from the north group of languages, which I think influenced England in the past. I mean, Denmark definitely has those Danes, the Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, they're from the same kind of spot of Earth.
Yeah, I'm living on the southern part of Sweden. It is close to Copenhagen, more than Stockholm actually.
Okay.
So a lot of Danish in that region. Are you learning Chinese now, or?
Right, yeah, so when it comes to being a foreigner in Shanghai specifically, so China's a very big place, and Shanghai is the most international city in China. So
yeah,
here,
I think so.
Here I know, many people could get by for, years and years without knowing any bit of Chinese, which is, I mean, I don't agree with that. But what I'm saying is you can get by with no Chinese, in Shanghai at least. But your life will be way easier if you do know Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many restaurants you can go to, and there's no pictures on the menu still.
Yeah.
So you have to actually know what you want to order.
Yeah.
And like you said about socializing, it's good to make friends with locals. And I think, I mean, a lot of young people do want to learn English, but there are people that want to communicate with you in Chinese. Who are not in that kind of, who are not in my sphere, right? In my job, everyone speaks English, but if I just want to make friends with my neighbor, for example, which why not, I would have to speak Chinese with them.
Yeah, when you say Chinese, you mean Mandarin, right?
Mandarin, yes.
In
I know Shanghainese.
Actually, among the Shanghainese, we prefer like talking in Shanghainese.
Okay.
And when we meet somebody from like Beijing, then we have to shift it a little bit to Mandarin.
Right.
Shanghainese got a lot of criticize or blame, say we are not, embrace the Mandarin language in Shanghai, because someone said we do have like a kind of pride that only speaking Shanghainese, and so these kind of things. So if you living long enough in Shanghai, then you will understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, guys, actually, when we're outside of China, all we can think of is Mandarin, right, or Cantonese from the south. But it was a little bit surprising to me that some people in Shanghai asked me, "Can you speak Shanghainese?" I was a bit like, "Why should I? Isn't Mandarin enough?" But yeah, people do ask you that. And also on the bus, not on the metro, but on the bus, they announced the bus stops in 3 languages: English, Mandarin, and Shanghainese.
Yeah.
Right.
I made a video with Simon Barnes. If you know, you probably don't know him.
So
He is a New Zealander living in Shanghai before, and I picked up like 5 Shanghainese slangs and made a video about it. It's quite interesting. Like a lot of vocab from Shanghainese is actually from English. So during the colonialized period,
right.
So we got a lot of influence by the British. Before Shanghai had a French concession and the public concession.
Public is for the Shanghainese?
Public concession is for British, Americans, Japanese.
Oh, like a mixed?
French, they are weird. They want to keep their own area for living,
Maybe they were competitors at that time.
Yeah, like for example, if you want to grab a cab in Shanghai, in Mandarin you say 出租车, right? Means taxi. But in Shanghainese we call it 拉差的. So 差的 is kind of English twisted sound from a charter. So when you want to rent a car or grab a cab, you say "laat harder," which means, grab a
charter.
Yeah, charter.
Wow, some old-fashioned influence in there.
Yeah. So it is quite old word of English, right?
Yeah.
So